All right, how's everybody doing today? I think spring is finally sprung. It's nice weather, and as you can probably hear the fans in the background, I see a bit of steam, which means it's maple syrup season finally. It's been a late start. It's almost end of March now, and by this time last year I probably would have had 50 liters of syrup made already, but I've just got the first batch going. Started boiling I guess a day ago, and I'm continuing because the stuff's finally flowing. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do a official walk through my sugar shack. I think I've done video before, but I've changed it again this year. So there's new things I've done and improved on. And it seems to be working a lot better than I have in the past, which is exciting. So first thing I'll do, I guess, is show you my sapmobile, which is a four-wheeler here. And we got the tote on here. And out back, we've got some bigger totes. Change that up, so I'll do a separate video on that as well. But basically, I take this pump out, pump from the tote and into there, and it's rocks. And then when I get it back here, I hook up my pipes here, and then I pump it up to my new sap storage tank. This is an 800-gallon milk tank I got from an old farmer for 200 bucks. You got that right, 200 bucks. I was offered $1,000 for it after showing people online. But let's open it up, and we got sap in there right now. We got about 80 gallons in there, boiled through quite a bit. I lost 60 gallons due to a leak early on this season because the evaporator wasn't tightened down enough, which is frustrating because there's super high sugar content this year. I could have probably had 5 to 10 liters of syrup already, but that being said, learn from your mistakes. And new to me this year, I built this wall here this summer. I was having problems last year with the wind blowing in, and I thought it was killing my boil, which it probably was, cooling down the evaporator. So that's a new addition. Sorry, and what I've got here is I put my draw off pipe. So it sits up there. I clamped it up the other day. So all I have to do is pull it out to the pump, set it up, and let it rock. It works great. So it's gonna be noisy in here with the fans here. But last year I only had one box fan sitting up there, which seemed to do the job. But it died over the summer apparently. So I got 2 of these DeWalt fans. They're cheap at a discount store, and they're pumping out the steam. So that's new to me. I know it looks like a bit of a mess with all the electrical wires. We've got some heaters still heated up for the animals, but it wasn't that messy last year. So here we go, folks. Here is the evaporator. I finally have it dialed in where she is boiling away nicely. Last year I was having a bunch of issues. The door wasn't working properly, so there was air coming out here. Lots of wasted heat that could be heating my pans. And then other than that, it was working well last year. So at the start of the season when I fired it up, I've got this clamp wasn't clamped down properly and it was leaking, which is frustrating. So that's where I lost all the sap. You can see some of the remnants of the thing there. So what happens is, once it goes to the sap or the milk tank, feeds through here to my inflow into this preheat, which really isn't a preheat, but it sort of warms. Actually, the sap's a little warmer coming in through here, so it preheats it a bit. And it's just through copper pipe, and then it comes over towards the float box here. And this regulates how much sap comes into my pan. It's a little high now. Last year I had it dialed in pretty good, but having that leak, I was fiddling around with it trying to figure out why the sap wasn't coming in. So that was a bit high, so I had to figure out which way I got to go to lower the sap, because you really only want about an inch and a half of sap in the pan boiling. I got about 2.5 maybe. But this year I'm pretty happy. It's boiling all the way to the back. Previous years I was only able to get a boil up to maybe here, which is not ideal. But yeah, it's working awesome. So what happens is, after it comes to the preheat, comes from my float box, comes through the first pipes here into your back pan, which heats up nicely, and it filters through. There's about 5 or 6 divisions in this pan here, and there's a draw off here too if I need to draw off any sap for any reason. And then comes through to the finishing pan here, and I've got a shut off here too, so I'm drawing off here. I usually shut this off here because that gets shut off, and that stops sap from flowing through. or if I'm trying to finish a batch, I'll shut that off and let this finish off a bit. And then here's the draw off right here. So I've got the draw off, and with this I have my just a paper filter and an Orlon filter with a juice stand that I filter through, and then I'll finish that off inside. Other cool thing about this evaporator is it has a fan on it, a blower. So it blows all the way through. Here's the on-off switch, which I'll shut off right now quickly, because I think I need to put some more wood in. So the door was broken last year. So yesterday I just put two new fire bricks on there, just to stop the heat from coming through. And there's the firebox there. She's still going well. I'll grab some wood in a second here. But she's boiling really good. I'm really happy with how fast it's boiling. If all goes well this year, I might not have to fire up my secondary evaporator. This was my original one I had. So it's just an oil tank that my friend helped me build. And just got a 2x4 flat pan. And it works pretty good. I put some new fire bricks in this one as well this year. Set it up properly. So I might actually fire it up this year just to see how well it works. I probably will anyways, because with 350 taps, I'm not sure if this is enough for it. Probably is, but it's good to when I can boil lots at a time and just get it done. And this is my wood storage. I've already gone through quite a bit here, but I think there's like 6-7 rows of wood, and I'll blow through that by the end of the season. And over on the other side as well, I have more wood that I stocked up. Last year I started using some of this wood, so it's a lot quieter here now. But I got this all stocked up. The backwood's been there for a few years when we bought the place. A whole bunch of maple, so I might end up getting to use some of that. If not, I'm going to transfer that to the front of the house for a wood boiler this year. But here's my extra wood. I definitely needed it last year. So that's the basis of the sugar shack there. That's how she all works. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty happy with it. We have a roll-up door there as well. Our friend was supposed to put on for us, but we never got around to it. That way it just prevents more wind, and maybe you can even get a better boil. But there you go, folks. That's the walkthrough of the sugar shack. If you guys got sugar shacks, make some videos. Let's see them. I love seeing what people are doing. Makes me expand on what I'm doing here, and it makes me make a better sugar shack so I can be more efficient in what I'm doing. Every year I'm changing stuff, so it's a challenge in the first day or two to get things sorted out, but it's working well. So I won't end the video now. I'm pulling some sap off later on. So what we'll do is when I pull the sap off, I'll show you that process as well, because that's the best part, pulling it off. And then I pull it off and then I finish it off inside. Usually try to get up to 103 degrees Celsius, and it's ready to go. It's kind of hard to see the temperature here. Let's turn this on here maybe. Yeah, it's at 102.7 or so. We're boiling away nicely. I shut the valve off about 15 minutes ago because I want to get some of the syrup off the pan here, because she's bubbling away nicely. I've definitely got this dialed in this year. Pretty happy about that. So hopefully another 10 minutes I'd say, I'll start drawing it off. And once we get that done, I'll show you that process. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, the target temperature is roughly 104. Ideally, if I had a barometer, it would tell me the boiling point for the syrup for that day, but 104 is usually generally where I try to pull it off or finish it off in the house at. One day, hopefully next year, if I can get this organized, I'd like to get a stainless steel table out here. I'd love to have some running water here so I can actually wash some equipment while I'm out here. That way I could bring my hydrometer out, that I have a way better reading of my sugar content to get to the 66 bricks. But I were pretty close to the 104, we're at 103.5. I'm going to draw off now, and then I'll finish the rest inside. So here we go. Usually I have plastic buckets, but I couldn't find mine this year, so I'm using a metal pot, which I much prefer to use. And I'm just using a paper filter and an Orlon filter. They're pre-moistened with a bit of water so it flows better. And then once I get most of the syrup out, I'll open my back pan here to flow more sap through. And what this does with the pre-filter, it just pre-filters all the crap out of it, the dust or ash or whatever's falling in it during the boiling process. That's where I love to have like a closed off room here, so I'm not getting The wind didn't stop blowing through all the time. So this is the first syrup of this season. So I'm opening the back up here a bit to push some more syrup through quickly. And I'll leave it at that for now. It's a good half a pot's worth. So I'll just set it over here for now until I go inside. Well, actually, I'll probably take it inside in a few minutes here. But there we go. That's my process, the tour of the sugar shack. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to share around. And we'll see you out there. Have a great day.